Let's make some grilled cheese. I have to admit, this grilled cheese is really easy to put together. You're just gonna need a few things. First, we're gonna start off with some mayo. Go ahead and pick whatever mayo you want. I love this Kewpie. Now, take a little bit of garlic. You can use pre-crushed garlic if you would like, but just get that fresh stuff, you know? It gives it that nice little bite. Give this a really good mince on your cutting board, and if you're making a lot of this, you can blend this up in a little bit of a blender and it'll be totally fine. Since I'm only making a little bit, I'm chopping up 1 garlic and adding in 2 tablespoons worth of my Kewpie mayo and a pinch of salt. Give this a good stir and your spread is done. This is gonna go right on top of our bread when we grill. Now for the cream cheese spread, we're gonna use just about 1 to 2 tablespoons worth of cream cheese. You can use a whipped kind if you want as well. 1 tablespoon worth of heavy cream. This is gonna help thin it out. And we're also gonna use about 1 ounce worth of shredded cheddar cheese. You can use whatever cheese you want at this point, but they do specifically say cheddar cheese. I'm using some nice mild Tillamook. Now you wanna make sure when you shred the cheese, you don't actually shred it too small so it does have a little bit of body. Now give this a pretty good stir. I actually stirred this for just a few minutes to kind of start melting that cream cheese just so that way it incorporates itself. It's going to be easier to spread like this later. Now we also need some provolone cheese for this. Unfortunately, the store only had this really thick boy cut provolone cheese. Like, that is too thick to use for a grilled cheese in my opinion. So we're gonna go ahead and do the obvious and just slice it up a little bit. If you do have thinner provolone cheese, please feel free to use that instead. Now grab your slice of artisan sourdough bread like they had kind of specified. I'm just using some stuff I had from my local bakery. Pile on your provolone cheese first, which was probably a mistake and you'll see why in just a second. Now spread your cream cheese filling on top of your provolone. This is probably easier if your provolone isn't shredded like mine is, but you gotta do what you gotta do, right? Now take some slices of cheddar cheese that we had sliced earlier from that brick that we had shredded. Yes, we're using the same cheese. Put that right on top of your cream cheese spread. Now take your other slice of bread, place that on top of that cheddar cheese layer, and just give it a nice little press, you know, nothing too crazy. Now we're gonna spread half of that garlic mayo right on top of 1 piece of toast, because if you put it on the other side, it would be a mess and not fun. I'm using my cast iron for this, and I have it over a pretty low heat, so that way it gets nice and toasty and nice and melty. We're gonna toast this just until it's golden brown, but we're also going to go ahead and place the garlic mayo on top of this top slice ahead of time. You want to make sure it's evenly spread out so that way you get some nice even browning, because you really do want to achieve G-Bad when you get this. It's been 5 or 6 minutes and I just want to show you guys. There's some G-Bad going on that bottom slice. It looks gorgeous. We have this over a low heat. We're going to cook the other side for about 5 to 6 minutes until that side is beautiful and G-Bad. Now give this a little bit of a touch test just to make sure everything is crispy on both sides, and if it needs more time, go ahead and give it a little bit more time. But look at the texture and the browning. Now we just need to cut it. One day I'll actually have a lightsaber chef knife, but look at this. Gorgeous, gooey, delicious. There it is, guys. Disney's grilled cheese. Now I did use sourdough. I'm not quite sure which bread they use. It just said artisanal bread. So really, whatever bread you want, this is local. The cheese is local. This smells so good from that garlic. Here, hold on. We're gonna give you one of these. I mean, of course it's gonna be delicious. The first thing you smell is that garlic. And then you get that beautiful creaminess from the cream cheese, but then the really nice flavor from the provolone and from the cheddar, and then the crunchiness of that sourdough. The only thing that would make this better is a fried egg, which I might do. It's freaking delicious. It has this really nice saltiness that makes you just want to have a nice drink, which is probably a marketing thing. What's your favorite style of grilled cheese? Honestly, anything on sourdough, I'm a big fan of. If you want to support the channel directly, check out Patreon down below, and thank you to Riley, Emmanuel, and Travis for really being a big part of Patreon, and everyone else there for making these videos possible. My name is CHEFPK. Get subscribed, and remember, keep playing with your food. I'm gonna throw an egg on this, and I'm gonna go, I don't know, probably pass out. I'm just throwing this out there. This with an egg is next level. Oh my God.